Ladies and gentlemen, I am now recording. I just did a whole video on the same thing and I didn't record any of it, so here we go. Here we go. Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Chapter 2, Myth Understandings. If you're in real estate, you should probably have this book because the way they wrote this book is they interviewed a bunch of millionaire real estate agents. Therefore, if you copy some of the things they do, you may find yourself and your team becoming a little more successful. Chapter 2 talks about myth understandings, the 6 myth understandings between you and high achievement. The myth number 1 is, I can't do it. Until you try, you really don't know what you can or cannot do, okay? Number 2, myth, it can't be done in my market, meaning like where I am, this cannot be done. And the truth is, yes it can, but you may need to consider a new approach. Number 3, the myth is, it would take too much time and effort and I would lose my freedom. Michelle, do you think that sometimes the more successful you get, the more freedom you might be able to have?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So if you do it right, you're not going to lose your freedom. Number 4, it's too risky, I'll lose my money. That's the myth, and the truth is, risk is in direct proportion to how well you hold your incremental costs accountable to producing incremental results. You got to watch your money and watch what you spend it on, and you got to hold things accountable. Number 5, myth. My clients will only work with me, only I can deliver quality service. I used to think that. We have Michelle on our team now. And the truth is, your clients aren't loyal to you necessarily. They're loyal to the standards that your company represents. For instance, Michelle represents DNA Realty Group in out there in the real world better than I can in some cases. Michelle, do you believe that?
I don't know.
It's okay. She's humble, but she does. So sometimes the myth is my clients will only work with me, only I can deliver quality service. But anybody on your team that upholds the standards can deliver quality service, and sometimes maybe they can even do it better than you. And that is okay. That's what a team is about. Number 6, myth. Having a goal and not fully realizing it is a negative thing. And the truth is, having a goal and not trying to achieve it is a negative thing. So you can go out there and you can achieve anything that you want. And let's just go ahead and read this story about achievement before I wrap up chapter 2 on myth understandings. So basically what the chapter is talking about is you really got to stop. There's beliefs that you have in your head, and sometimes those beliefs are limiting your growth, right? Those beliefs could be like, I got to do it myself, I can't manage a team, I don't know what I'm doing. There's all kinds of limiting beliefs. Michelle, do you know any limiting beliefs people might have when it comes to myth understandings so they can break the barrier and grow?
That they have to know everything to move forward.
Ooh, that's a good one. A limiting belief could be that you got to know everything to move forward, and you simply don't. Look at me. I don't know anything, and I'm moving forward just fine. All right, let's read this real quick before we wrap it up. Remember the 4-minute mile. The 4-minute mile was long considered impossible. Sportscasters and experts all deemed it outside the realm of human ability. One of the biggest millers of the era, Australian John Landry, made numerous high-profile attempts to break the 4-minute mark, but fell short each time. All right, so he tried and he kept falling short. That doesn't mean stop trying, guys. His effort served, guys and gals, his effort served to reinforce the widely held myth of the times, and for 9 years, all efforts to break the barrier proved unsuccessful. Then, a British medical student named Roger Bannister decided he might be able to break the record and began training. He took his goal and broke it into manageable pieces. A quarter of a mile in less than a minute. Each day, during his 30-minute lunch break at Oxford, Bannister worked on running 10 consecutive 59-second quarter miles with 2 minutes of rest in between. By continually achieving 1/4 of his goal, Bannister began to believe. On May 6, 1954, a triumphant Roger Bannister ran the miracle mile in 3 minutes and 59.4 seconds. Wow. First person. That's amazing. Psychologically, people couldn't believe it. All of a sudden, this guy does it, and then what happens? Bannister's miracle mile is widely used to illustrate the power of positive attitude, of believing in possibilities. What is often... Who is this? Stop it. What is often missed is the subplot about the equal but opposite power of myth. John Landry, who had famously tried to achieve the 4-minute mile for years, would go on to break Bannister's new record in less than 2 months. The guy tried it for 9 years, then saw somebody do it, and then all of a sudden in the next 2 months did it. That's what belief is. That's how much we convince ourselves psychologically we can't do things, okay? But you can do things. In 2 months. This doesn't appear to be a matter of simple coincidence. What had held Landry back was a myth. The myth that no one could break the 4-minute mile. Bannister broke the record, and in doing so, tore down the psychological wall that was keeping Landry and everybody else from success running the 4-minute mile. Now there's probably a lot more regular people that can run the 4-minute mile, I think. You have to challenge the beliefs in your head in order to be able to move forward and achieve bigger things. You got to let some things go. You got to bring some people on your team. You got to learn to trust those people. You got to build camaraderie, and little by little, you build a bigger business. I'm building a bigger business. Michelle's building a bigger business. We're building bigger businesses together, and I would highly recommend this book. And this is something I have in my book, which says extraordinary effort. No, what does it say? Extraordinary effort equals outstanding results. Okay, so just make sure you put in the effort every single day. Those are the Myth Understandings, Chapter 2, Millionaire Real Estate Agent.